Ladies and gentlemen, in 2024, NIO will experience a pivotal shift in its sales dynamics due to new energy vehicle purchase taxes. The taxation structure, especially the exemption tied to battery as a service, presents a significant advantage. Choosing the base model and renting the battery can result in substantial savings on purchase taxes. Despite the changing landscape with added taxes, NIO focus on technology, vehicles, and infrastructure positions it for continued growth. The upcoming launch of the 8295 trip and updates to the ES7 reflect NIO commitment to innovation and customer satisfaction. Proposals for nationwide gasoline license plate restrictions could further drive EV adoption, offsetting the reduced incentives. Overall, NIO strategic adaptations showcase its resilience in a changing market. In 2024, NIO will benefit significantly from taxes. All right, this will be a big catalyst for further sales. So starting from January 1, 2024, new energy vehicles will be subject to purchase taxes. But there is an exemption of 30,000 RMB. In simple terms, if the car price is more than 340,000 RMB, you will have to pay taxes on the amount exceeding that. It's not just taxes, it's a purchase tax. Okay, there is a chart available online that you can refer to. On the left side are different car models along with their prices in units of 10,000 RMB. Then we have the first reduction exemption for the purchase tax, followed by columns for 2024 to 2025 and 2026 to 2027. These are the taxes you'll have to pay. And in the extreme right column, we have the post-reduction costs from 2026 to 2027. So looking at the chart directly, for L9 Max, you can expect a purchase tax of 10,690 RMB from next year. L7 Pro starts from 1,841, ET7 from 7,876. So this is the beginning, depending on the price and the options you choose. For ES8, it's 14,071 and above, depending on your chosen options. Some other models in the list are G6 at 965, Taycan Turbo at 104,336. So it's quite a significant tax matter. Now, the catch is that this purchase tax depends on the receipt price, and this gives a significant advantage to battery as a service because you can deduct 70,000 RMB from the purchase price and only rent the battery. When you calculate taxes, the 70,000 battery cost is not included. So if you have an NIO with a price of 400,000 RMB and you buy it outright, buying the battery too, you'll have to pay taxes. But if you rent the battery, the price drops to 330,000 RMB, which is below the threshold, and you basically won't have to pay any taxes on that purchase. So here's an interesting real-life example. The price of the ES8 is 518k RMB, and the battery is included. All right. You will have to pay 15,841, but if you opt for the base model, you only need to pay 9,200. By renting the battery and going for the base model, you save approximately 6,637 directly on the purchase tax. In my opinion, this is a significant advantage for NIO because these taxes, especially purchase taxes, can genuinely impact EV sales, especially for expensive cars like NIO. However, this really helps NIO. And if someone is interested in an EV that is around 400k, choosing the base model is almost obvious because of the substantial savings in purchase tax. This is also a reason why NIO is currently trying to communicate that there are zero taxes on all vehicle purchases. So buy a car now because next year some vehicle models will have taxes imposed on them. Despite this caveat, which is very advantageous for NIO, I understand that, in general, this is very different from when I bought my car. Friends, I didn't have to pay any tax for the car because that was the situation then. There was also a 30,000 RMB subsidy at that time. Think about that time and now look at 2024, where now you have to pay taxes and there is no subsidy. This is indeed a big difference. Buying a car was genuinely incentivized at that time, especially for cars like NIO. Many people took the step for this reason, just like I did. Now, if taxes are being added, it's a bit negative and cars become a bit more expensive. But the good thing is that overall, it's a bit positive for NIO because you can get tax exemption by choosing the base model. Perhaps the taxes don't seem too high, but the really interesting thing is that from 2026 to 2027, you will see that the tax exemption has been halved, only $15K. This means that for the ET7, you will have to pay 22,876 RMB in taxes. For the ES6, 14,912. For the ET5, 11,372. And for the ES8, 29,071. This is a slightly significant amount of money going directly to taxes. And this will not be at all beneficial for EV purchases, especially for expensive cars like NIO. So, the incentivized growth in recent years has significantly boosted forward growth, all thanks to incentives such as no taxes and subsidies. And when those things phase out, there will be a natural growth that depends mostly on great technology, great vehicles, and great infrastructure, which I believe NIO has worked hard on and has reached new heights. Okay, one thing to note is that the cars currently being sold do not have that 8295 trip, which has become quite famous. People want that 8295 trip in those cars. So I think NIO needs to launch this car as soon as possible. Also, the ES7 refresh, the new 2024 version of the ES7, which will definitely come with matrix headlights and more comfortable self-developed seats. Additionally, I believe NIO needs to release an upgrade package for existing ES7 owners so that they have a way to upgrade their cars, and they aren't upset. Because when the ES6 was launched earlier, ES7 owners were quite upset. Alright, but what I really want to see is China mandating gasoline license plate restrictions and driving restrictions. Currently, in Beijing and some other major cities, if you have a gasoline car, you are only allowed to drive for 7 days, and there is 1 day when you are not allowed to drive. If you do, you get fined, as this is aimed at reducing traffic jams and controlling pollution. So if they can implement this nationwide, it will be really beneficial for EV sales. Moreover, if they are removing incentives for EV, they need to do something to cover the last demand, because I think China should consider extending the gasoline restriction from 1 day to 2 days. Some people may find this quite extreme, but I think it will encourage a lot of people to buy EV. It's not ideal. Taxes are not favorable for everyone, but I believe it will benefit NIO more than others. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.